Mind Walk! Hey guys,
Welcome to Mind Walk.
this is Sean.
This is Mike.
We are going to go kind of along the horse trail at the Equestrian Center at Griffith Park. I feel like this is the very northest nub of Griffith Park. We're on the 5. We're on the north side of the 5.
We've started the workout.
So workout started, guys. Barney's here. He's looking very brave, right? Doesn't he look very brave right now? We got this hike.
Oh no, he just looks tired to me.
Well, thank you for joining us for our second Mind Walk. I mean, we're going to try to make this one a crisp, tight one.
Yeah.
Yes. This is going to be as tight as it gets. Fingers crossed.
I mean, we want it to be an hour and a half. Maybe I should have set the timer for 45 minutes instead of an hour because of a turnaround.
I think the hour's good because it's like power, and then we got just this kind of graceful half-hour float down to the back end of the hike.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, heck, if it ends up being 2 hours, that's okay too.
Yeah.
It'll still be much more manageable than our 3-hour and 29-minute debut episode now on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Libsyn. Sean, we did it.
We did it.
We went on the hike yesterday. We succeeded.
Congratulations. You know, we've got the eagle has launched. I know the eagle has landed, but it had to have launched before it landed. But yeah, it was a slog, and I really like that the first one was kind of intense to give people, know what the capabilities and possibilities of the Mind Walk are.
I listened to the whole thing yesterday.
Wow!
So I spent 3.5 hours listening to myself talking to Sean. So 7 hours of my day yesterday was spent listening to the same conversation. And then I did the art and I made the YouTube channel. I did a lot of fucking work yesterday, Sean. I want some goddamn respect.
You got mad props, mad respect. So I want to ask a few things.
Yeah.
First off, I want to make a statement. If Mike can sit with us for 7 hours straight, you guys can do it.
Yep, that's right.
Any overall notes? I mean, you talked about some kind of beard sound issue.
Yep,
but
I've got a big old beard.
What vocal tics should we be aware of for each other?
Are you asking me or are you asking the world?
I'm asking you. I'm asking for your notes on our first episode.
Okay, well, I honestly think it was great.
Yeah!
I really think it was fantastic. I wasn't bored listening to it. There were a few, slow points, especially towards the end of the hike when we were getting real tired.
Yeah.
But our conversation flowed. It carried from one thing to the next and went from the Mr. Rogers, and then before you know it, it's like, oh, and now we're on the trail. And then before you know it, oh, now we're by the Split Rock. And
well, so now we're by the river, the LA River.
Yes, now we're not talking about Split Rock. Now we're talking about the actual hike that we're on right now.
Yeah, so now we're on the LA River from the Equestrian Center. And, the thing I do love about the LA River is it tries.
Yeah.
It's earnest, just like a starlet, like somebody coming to LA to really make it. But of course, it's manicured and, people are working on it.
Look, for LA, this is perfect. I mean, for LA, given I'm just used to seeing the LA River just being a fucking paved trapezoidal thing.
A paved nightmare.
Like, this is a real river. It's got life in it. Look, you get no better evidence of how great it is than all of the birds and insects and creatures that you see around here just loving it. They love it.
The birds, 5 stars.
Look how close we are.
Yeah, a
that
crane.
Bird right there.
A crane.
A crane. All right, I want to get a little selfie with us.
Next to the river?
Next to the river.
Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside.
Barney's getting an early drink.
Yes, an early drink. Oh, yeah.
My audio is a little muddy from the beard, but not so much that it made it overly distracting. Just the kind of thing you'd notice if you were a Mind Walk completionist like ourselves.
So we should do it so we can see the river behind us.
Of course. All right, come on in.
Let's get Barney here. Oh,
come on in, you fool.
A fool and his river are soon flowing. Mind walk. So how was all the like dog panting?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Right?
I loved the dog panting. All right.
Yeah.
Barney was, of course, the star.
He's always the star. And again, he's like, let's go this way a little bit. He's like got this, like in I'd say like Deadwood, the Timothy Oliphant character, the Bullock character. He was like a cipher, right? Where you could, if you were a white person, a white dude watching the show, you could overlay your ambitions on this guy because he didn't say much of anything. His only emotional modality was anger.
Modality.
My first modality. But like he came in, his only characteristics were lust and anger. But everybody else, like Soul Star, had a little kind of funny sense of humor about him, and he was a little deferential, and like Swearingen, the best bad guy in TV history. But Barney's got a little bit of the Bullock. He's just like strong, silent type. We only hear him when he's when he's distressed. But otherwise, Barney's got a little bit of a limp today. You gonna be all right, bud? Want me to take a look at your paws and see if there's anything in them? Okay, he's doing better now.
Well, Barney could be the spirit animal on which our listeners project themselves.
Yeah.
Like they get to be in the Barney mind.
What's it like to listen to these guys just talk for 3.5 hours? But nobody gets to smell everything. He gets to dip his paws in the water. He definitely has his own little adventures adjacent to us, which is I want to foster that kind of independence. Come on, bud. Except for the independence of him not wanting to go on the hike with us.
Right.
That's the only level of independence I'm not into. Well, but again, I don't mind it. I'll carry him around.
Okay, so look, we got a couple of rusty cans and an orange with a label on it in the river there.
Oh, yeah. So it's not an orange that's fallen off of a tree like over on the other part of the river over by the Sepulveda Dam. We should someday walk this river all the way to the Sepulveda Dam.
Sure.
That'd be madness.
I love that idea.
That would be pure madness. So now there seems to be some kind of industrial kind of operation going on here. There's some sandbags and then some kind of...
I'd almost say it looks like a hatch.
Well, this is just a chunk of cement. Like they just that's just
the forms
form.
Are still on it.
Yeah.
The wooden forms.
Are you gonna roll around in the mud? Ugh, gross dog.
They're these perfect little squares.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're not too little.
They're about 2 feet square.
I'd say more like 3.
Bless you.
There you go.
Down by the riverside.
No, Sean, I don't want to make your Munchausen's flare up.
Yeah.
But it would
trigger.
People listening to us. What if we start getting diagnoses?
Oh, that would be wonderful.
People are hearing us all the time. Like, I've been noticing your sneeze over the last 6 episodes has been like, so and so, and you might want to get that looked at.
I would, on some levels, I'd love it. Like that. There's an episode of the Drew Carey Show where he's modeling something and they take a picture of his back. Oh, speaking of, I've got a doctor's appointment for a mole on my back tomorrow. And somebody in his sees his back on the billboard and says, "Oh, I think that mole needs to be looked at." So he goes up to the poster, cuts it off of the billboard, and takes it into his skin person.
Okay, so we've got an unhoused gentleman yelling at about 2:00.
Yeah. He seems pretty agitated.
We've got probably some kind of Department of Sanitation or something truck driving around the river.
You're here with us. You're in the moment with us right now.
I've still got my camera out because I am trying to get a picture of these cranes.
Well, do you want me and Barney to slow down so that you can sneak up?
Sure, I'll sneak up on them. Yeah, ooh, and duckies.
Barney needed a little encouragement.
Start zooming in a bit. Yeah, look at that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel for this gentleman.
This video is going to be all shaky because I'm walking on a 35-degree angle. But that's what you get on the Mind Walk. You get the bare minimum production values necessary to give you an enjoyable walking experience.
I mean,
bring you into our world.
That is our medium, is bare minimal production. That's whatever we're delivering audio-wise. You could say it's a podcast, but we think it's better than a podcast. So, I'm going to go hopefully get a mole carved out of my back on Wednesday. So that, I'm I'm going to see the dermatologist. He's going to want to say, oh, that's nothing. And I'm going to try to substantiate a story. Oh, it's tingly, it itches, and which that stuff is true, to get it removed, even if it might be benign, because it's fucking irritating. And this whole idea that the difference between a cosmetic, what the insurance company would consider cosmetic versus, what they're willing to pay for is bullshit.
Well, life is cosmetic.
Yeah, exactly. And they could just decide, well, and I think really, truly, honestly, realistically, they set the bar so high for what a cosmetic procedure would be that is that 3 watermelons?
That's 3 watermelons, or maybe 2 watermelons and a cantaloupe?
Oh, it's just a rock.
Okay.
But still. Whew, okay, that's enough. Because, people with fucked up grills, fucked up teeth, they would consider that cosmetic, but there's real studies that show that if you have, not perfectly
uneven teeth,
it grows more
unaligned teeth.
Yeah, it grows more bacteria between it, which actually could reduce your overall lifespan. So it's like anything that, a thing that they call cosmetic, like snoring. That's another one.
Snoring is a huge problem.
It's a huge problem, and it is.
It reduces. It's a sign that you're not getting the oxygen you need when you sleep, and your brain and your body needs that to heal.
Yeah, and if they would nip the snoring in the bud before it becomes sleep apnea,
right?
If they would do the surgery at a time when it's just considered cosmetic, they wouldn't drive people into a position where it's not cosmetic, where it's actually life-threatening. So it's like, first off, you know my stance on fucking the insurance companies. It's one of our babies.
Ooh, a shopping cart?
Is it? I can't tell though. It looks like it's got the shape of
I think it's just a chair.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right.
It's just a chair that's been crusted over with dirt and slime.
It's quite beautiful. Oh, look at all those egrets over here. It's Egret Island.
There's a mattress in here. I am a little disheartened when you get up close. You can see all the trash that's in here.
Yeah, but again, I think we talked about this. It's a little bit of a filter.
I know, but I think people should be hired to wear boots and get in there and clean it up.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, obviously, I think that we should build our society in such a way that garbage doesn't get there in the first place. But because it is here, I think it should be cleaned up.
Now,
I think that's an investment we should make.
Okay, we have a choice here.
Oh, I like this choice.
So we could stay along the bank and then try to get to the dry area inside of the riverbed there.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want to do.
Okay, good. See, look at that guy living in the tube there.
Yep.
That's smart.
By that guy, you mean a tent, a gentleman living in a tent.
Oh, well, or it actually looks like a young lady, maybe a couple, but they're in the.
I should not have assumed.
In the pipe over there, or maybe those are sandpipers.
Well, I got a picture of them anyway. Oh, and here we go. Let's get these cranes on camera. Yeah. You're going to want to see it, folks.
Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. One of my favorite scenes in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Is when, is his name Virgil, the Tim Blake Nelson character, where he gets baptized by the group of tent revival Christians, and he's like, "I am washed clean of my sins," and he basically admits that he did rob that Piggly Wiggly. Such good stuff.
Sean, I was visited by, I think the word demon is a bit harsh.
Yes!
So I'll say spirits of envy.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if you can decode my language to you, Sean.
Yeah. Well, so
last night at around 2 a.m., just as I was finishing getting the podcast set up to publish to YouTube, I get a Facebook call from a
call? Wow.
Yeah, through Messenger.
Yeah,
you can call
gotcha.
people through Messenger. From a spirit of envy that has haunted me and haunted us many times.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He decided at 2 a.m. to make a Facebook phone call.
Yes.
Oh, well, I will suspect, I'm going to throw this in there, I will suspect that intoxication was probably part of the spirits that enabled this envious act to happen.
Yes. Absolutely. So I ignored the spirit.
Yeah, as you should.
But then I get a phone call
from the same spirit.
No, this spirit tends to this spirit of envy tends to there's some collocation with another spirit of envy, and these two spirits are often together, amplifying the ectoplasmic energy of one another.
I maybe don't know the comedy community well. Come on, it's all right, bud. It's all right. Come here. It's okay.
But nevertheless, there is such a spirit. A spirit I've mentioned to you a couple times before.
You have. I just can't click it in my head. I know who the first spirit is, for sure.
Yes. So,
and by the way,
yes,
we appreciate you listening, sweet spirit. We know you're on the other end of this. We just know. We understand you. We thank the spirit realm for your presence. By the way, are you getting leakage on your boots?
No.
So I need to probably at some point find well, these are okay. I don't mind the wetness coming in my shoes.
Well, they seem like they're great shoes, just they don't have that waterproofing. These I got, and they're a little hardier for that reason.
But this is like the perfect level for that kind of waterproofing. Mine are, trail shoes. They're vented to keep my feet cool. But of course that means let the water in.
So talk about your good nature being used against you. When I get a call from this other spirit...
Do you want to give me initials?
No.
Okay.
You don't... Yeah, I don't. There's no need to. You don't know this person.
Okay. Oh, I don't know him. I know the first person though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got this call, and of course I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, wow, there's a 1 in 100 chance that this guy is calling me at 2 a.m. because they're in some kind of trouble.
Yeah.
So I wanted to answer. And of course that led to a conversation that I gave a hard cut of 20 minutes.
Yes. Because you wanted to go to bed. Because you had to be up.
Well, I was explaining that I had work to do the next day.
Yes.
Oh, what work is that? I'm going on a hike.
I mean,
you were going on a hike.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I asked the spirit, what was work, since I was accused of not having done any. And he said, or I asked, what does it mean to earn something? And the spirit said, well, I sweated all day today.
I mean, it sounds like the same spirit as the one that I think that you're talking about.
No, okay, so when I was talking to the second spirit, not after 10 seconds of speaking to that spirit, the other spirit gets on the phone, the first spirit.
Are they just hanging out together?
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so I didn't mention. So the second spirit calls me, and then not a minute into that conversation, it was all just a ruse to get the first spirit back on. So just to call,
I'm just gonna say,
and attempt to torment me with a pathetic envy. Like, there's nothing better for this spirit to be doing.
That's true. I'm just also saying, like, in a weird way. I mean, yes, the envy is there, but I also think I'm just going to call first spirit, sweet spirit, J. Right?
You don't have to call anything, Sean. We're talking about spirits.
No,
you keep wanting to be like, you know the comedy community better than me. Like, let's just talk about spirits.
What I'm saying is, like, I just want to just differentiate between the two spirits. That's all.
Okay.
So, sweet spirit 1.
Yes.
I think in a weird way, and I'm not, echo! A little bit. It's definitely not as round as the echo yesterday. I'm going to say it like this, and I know there's a deeper understanding to this. There's a little bit of a crush there. A little bit of why are you on his mind?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yes. And again, yes, we can look at it as envy, but I think, as Hannibal Lecter says, what does it start with? It starts with coveting. Yeah. I mean, and we know, no, Barney, this one's pretty gross. Yeah, good boy.
So now we're surrounded by high walls, vertical walls. We're in, not at the main river. There's no longer
any wildlife.
Yeah, really. Wildlife, birds.
Or
there's no longer a central median strip island of life.
Well, and which is just literally a channel so that the water can come from whatever its source is to the river. Well, and two rivers join there. I don't know if this would be the one that take us to Sepulveda Dam. I don't think so. It's more likely that one. But yeah, I love these. There he goes, rolling in the dirt. I love these irrigation channels. They're very post-apocalyptic. And of course, compared to yesterday, if we're going to draw loose comparisons, that was all nature. There were no phone lines or electrical lines.
That's true. We're right here in the veins of the city.
Yeah, we could not hear any traffic at certain points in our hike. And
we're in a manufactured rock slab right now.
Yeah, and today we can't escape the sound of traffic.
This would be the worst place in the world to be if a flash flood happened?
Yeah. Luckily, Southern California doesn't get too many flash floods.
Especially in some ways I feel like I'm shrunk down into a human body. That kind of science fiction.
Oh, yeah. Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, I'm speaking specifically about someone getting shrunk down and put inside a human body and getting to look around in it.
Fantastic. No, what is it called? Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah. There's that Inner Space. The one with Dennis Quaid and...
Because we're now walking inside these structures that we normally see from afar, very large structures. And I'm inside the city. Yeah,
we are going through the Vaudefren. We're walking up the Vaudefren to find the seminal vesicles inside of the. I don't know which. I was just saying a body part.
We're
that was tubular.
Infrastructure. We're in the infrastructure.
Well, and I'd say I do have some friends, some marginal friends, my Church of Fun friends, that these are the spaces they love to inhabit. Mm-hmm. But in general, I'd say most people would not choose this as a hiking path. I mean, you could follow our path on our map and come down here. And so we're saying do it of your own accord,
Right.
Be aware of your own safety and, be mindful of your surroundings, as Barney walks through a cobweb. Look, I love this little, where if it was really super rainy, this drop off would be like a little waterfall.
So here, a few of the juicy moments.
Yeah.
What is labor? What is earning something? And he says, well, I sweat all day for my labor to earn something. And I said, well, I sweat all day today too.
Oh, this is
because
beautiful.
I was on a hike.
Yeah.
And the spirit says, oh, well, I see the little language game that you're playing here. And I said, look, I felt very much like Diogenes with the chicken.
I don't know that specific Diogenes.
Some philosophers were talking about, they were trying to define a human, and they called it, they called it an unplucked bird or something.
Oh, okay.
And then, or a featherless bird, maybe. And the Diogenes got a plucked chicken and just came up to them and was like, boom, there's your human right there. And then they modified their definition to be an unplucked bird without claws or something, just to excuse the chicken.
Yeah.
But it was that kind of thing. And, I was saying, hey, look, I'm not trying to play a stupid language game with you. What I'm trying to do is ask you the, in parentheses, philosophical question of what does it mean to earn something?
Yeah.
He's obviously very concerned with this idea and invests a lot in this idea of earning things. Yes. So it's okay.
And given this person is a performer, so conceivably they could go and work for 10 minutes and earn their daily rent or their wage that would make them feel satisfied with their.
Now, I'd like to keep referring to the person as a spirit. I think it's much more fun.
Yes, exactly. The spirit is one of the the spirit bends his knee to the muses in hope that they would furnish him with after a performance worthy of the gods with enough resources to pay his rent
and enjoy a life of leisure.
Yes. I mean,
a spirit life of leisure, in any case.
Yeah. I mean, again, those of us that are artists, those of us that attach the muses to our well-being and source of resources, those of us that are trying to amuse the world are pretty fucking lazy in general. I'm just saying, I would much rather do a 3.5 hour hike than, I don't know. I mean, I don't mind mowing lawns, but that lawn is only serviced for that one person. Fuck yeah!
Ooh, what you got? Artifacts? Woo-hoo! Ooh, we found the big one.
Wow.
Describe what you found,
Oh
Sean.
my
this
God.
Is a beautiful thing.
It's an aluminum horseshoe, kind of with some rusty pounded nails in it. Oh, one of the screws just fell out. Oh, but that's fine. It still has other ones. Or not screws. One of the nails just fell out. But yes.
Yeah, let's get a picture.
Look at that.
Ooh, what a beaut.
What a beaut. And, I mean, we could talk about the various ways in which luck, right? So some people say you collect the luck by having the U go up, and then after a while you turn it the other way so the luck pours down on you.
Yeah. I heard that first from you, Sean, and then I learned that you've been having 3 horseshoes on one of your doors that are all pointing down always.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now they are pointing down always.
Well, right now it's been a year and a half, and they've been, so it's not just right now.
So what happened was this. So I just have them on the top of the trim, at the top of the door, the threshold. So originally I tried to do like a pattern, like 1 up, 2 down, whatever, up, down, up, something like that. And then opening and closing the door caused them to slowly vibrate, and the ones that were pointed the other direction fell down. So I was like, I'm just going to put them in the most stable position, because to me, that's even more lucky. Not having a horseshoe fall on your head is luckier than anything.
Well, you could arrange it. You could put some elbow grease into it.
Or I could tack it. I could actually, take a little nail and keep them up there properly.
You don't have to keep them. I mean, ideally, it should be in a situation where you could point them up or you could point them down at your discretion, so you can modify your luck matrix.
Yeah.
I think if there is such a thing as them collecting luck, that if they're pointing down all the time, then surely they must have run out at some point.
I'm not sure. I don't know how long the luck lasts. Does it drip out like honey, or does it pour out?
Well, I guess there's a drip.
I guess
the drip is coming out. Okay?
Yeah.
The drip is coming out, but it doesn't give you the opportunity to save some for like a larger luck dump in the future, right?
Yeah. Well,
so you're just taking a small stream every day, which is, it's better than no luck.
Yeah, it is better than no luck. So we see again. This is what you get. This is what you get. We're on the mind walk. Something occurs to us. Something happens. Something enters our consciousness, and this is what the mind walk is about now. But we can always return to the sweet spirit.
Yes.
The sweet spirit that, over the course of kind of like all of us struggling with our comedic careers and trying to figure out what we're going to do, has increased his non-performance way of extracting resources out of the capitalist dystopian nightmare.
Right.
And a lot of the work he's doing is very specific around the fear of the capitalist dystopian nightmare. Which, again, fine. He is a person that is concerned with security. So he's helping people with their security.
So look, I'm just to be as uncharitable as I'd like to be. Okay?
Yeah.
And why I said the spirit of envy. John trying to climb a wall using a vine that's way too thin.
Well, it's basically the shooter from fucking the grass. This is just grass. Ugh. But if I grab a handful of them, no.
But when I'm talking to the spirit about how I've got to wake up in the morning, I have to go to sleep because I have this hike that I have planned.
Yeah.
I have this work to do. I am creating this podcast, right? Yeah. With a fellow.
We're doing labor. We're out here working.
And, the spirit's response is basically, who wants to listen? Who would want to listen to that?
Well,
what kind of work is that? That's, who wants to listen to walking and talking? No, wait. I'm talking
man.
to you. I
wanted to make a plea. Okay, go for it. Go.
And so I felt like this was just another voice that's out there, and I have a few in my life right now.
Yeah, for sure.
That would convince me and try to get in my head about not doing this thing, about how doing this thing is a bad idea or a waste of time or something that no one would want to partake in. And this is after I've done a whole entire day of the hiking, of post-production,
the artwork,
and getting it on the feed to YouTube and setting up all this stuff, and it's 2 a.m, and finally I'm thinking of laying my head to rest
after a whole day
for the next day of doing it again, and that's when the envy spirit calls. Haven't heard from it in months, and there it is. At my weakest. Comes.
Oh, this is great.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Here?
Yeah.
At my weakest, it comes in and tells me all the reasons not to continue, And I saw it as a trial of sorts.
Yes.
I saw it as a trial to say, I can't let that voice win, because that voice doesn't just have to come from people on the outside. It comes from the inside as well.
Sure. I mean, it's built there by the world and the voices out there, and eventually it becomes so present in oneself that it seems like it's true to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a trial. The Spirit set a trial before me, and I guess I can be grateful for the Spirit for setting such a trial.
Right. And I'm going to get a little bit gay balls here, but first I want to say the thing that I wanted to say originally, which is, hey, sweet Spirit, if you want to feel the angst of knowing that there's just two people out here getting paid to do this job that you think is unworthy, just subscribe to our Patreon. Right. Sweet Spirit, your soul will be filled with so much angst and denial, and just you will be fueled. Your anger will be so fueled that you'll be able to dig deeper into your kind of labor. And this is the kind of thing that you could just put on at the beginning of your day as you're starting work.
Yeah.
You put on all your little equipment to do your job.
Yeah.
And then you put in your podcast, and it's just two jackasses fucking walking in a riverbed with a cute dog, just fucking blah, 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 blah. Sweet Spirit, we pray to you. We pray to the sweet spirit of envy to bestow us with the resources necessary to continue this envious relationship, this relationship of envy and shame, and inside of both the Spirit lives in the shadow of you being successful, right? The envy of this other spirit only grows the more you grow in your fruitful endeavor along the riverbeds of Los Angeles.
Yes.
Praise be the spirit of
Praise
envy.
be the Spirit. Praise
but
be
this
the
is
Spirit.
like when I talk about all my fucking mystical fucking voodoo bullshit, in a weird way, this is exactly it. It's like understanding the... we can talk about all the psychological or practical or, whatever things that bring spirit. To me, it's a little bit of traumatic brain injury. But again, like, this is a whole different thing, and there's race in there, blah, 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 all these things. But I think that the getting in the space of the ritual, mystical space of being like, how are these things... How is this evil demon, this evil spirit trying to cast a spell of doubt upon your mind?
Oh, yes.
How is his envy fueling? If we look at like Scientology, they fucking make trouble with other people to give their religion a shape. You know what I mean? That's like they're building a wall. You are the bad people, and we're going to make sure you know that. Mm-hmm. And this is a way...
We're the cure. You sell the disease and the cure.
Yes, the disease is capitalism, and the cure is walking. That's the one thing I was going to ask you today. Is like, to me, the medicine that is being provided by, even though we went on a pretty rough hike for our first one yesterday, and I am exhausted, and reaching out to all these people to market our podcast means people are like, hey, we should go for a hike. So now I have two non-mind walk hikes scheduled for this week, including one later on this afternoon, which I love. I want to do it. I want to see these people. I want to reconnect with them. I think
I've got one scheduled for this evening as well. Fuck.
Which is fantastic, because I think that we're the walking saints now. We're the ones that are bringing
we're doing it. So it's like, I want to go hiking with those guys. You're really doing it. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And I would say there's probably space in my life. I mean, depending on how big of the hikes that we do each day, me and you, for at least 3 or 4 other. I was doing just one regular Saturday hike with my friend, and that's going to continue.
And I'll add this, when you go on that hike, I'm sure they're going to be curious about the Mind Walk.
Yeah.
And cynically, please promote and push them and get them to become patrons and subscribe.
Well, absolutely. And the person I'm going with today is a somewhat, it's a letter S. Somewhat affluent. So
this podcast brought to you by the letter S.
S for, I don't know, I can't think of any S.
I can think of one. I'm looking right at it.
I can't think of...
I'm looking at Sean. But I'll tell you what that S is, Sean. You ready to hear what that S is?
Elm Save.
That S is a fucking dollar sign.
It's a dollar sign, baby. Yeah, it's got... actually, it's got a little dollar sign thing.
Hold still. Yeah.
S is for something. I'm not sure.
I got a good idea here. I'm going to get the blue of the sky.
S is for stuff and sellable items.
And
S
shit.
is for shit and
schlock.
S is for slogging down the riverbed. I mean, I'm not going to keep it because I'm not into plastic. I am going to just leave it here.
Well, I don't know. I can't do that now.
But, okay.
You've said a curse.
Okay.
Now that you said I'm going to leave it here, now I'm like, I can't abide that. I can't abide.
Well, are you just going to carry it?
Listeners.
We should start bringing trash bags with us.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to pop it.
Okay.
And then I'll bring it. I'll carry it.
Oh. Ooh.
Did you hear that?
That was amazing. Jinx, pinch poke, you owe me a podcast. Down by the river.
The S has been picked up.
Down by Barney's
deflated
cute.
state.
Oh,
and
gosh.
it's disgustingly going in an empty pocket of mine.
Okay, good. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to take it, because I was like, I had my phone in a pocket.
I just couldn't abide by it. As soon as you said I'm leaving it here, I was like, oh.
By the way, we're definitely in horseland, because this is all hay up on the edge of the river here.
Oh yeah, there's hay.
Hay, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, by the way, we should buy a bale of hay sometime. Right, Barney?
I wish the horses could go to the river and drink.
From the river?
Yeah. Well, no. I think I want them to drink water that's
It
not from the
them.
river, but I want them to be able to go to the river.
What?
And be able to drink. Oh, I see why you're walking there. You get a little bit of shade.
Yeah.
You just walk.
Right on the...
Walk hugging the wall.
Yep. Me and Barney are cut from the same cloth.
No, the more time you spend outdoors, the more time you realize shade is just... You need it. It's like it's a battery recharge, or reduces the rate at which your battery depletes.
Yeah, well, we get our battery definitely charged from the sun, but too much will overheat the recharger.
And now we can pretend to be horses walking on hay or something.
Hey. So you can walk over here, Barney.
So you got trash bags.
Yeah,
we could just get some small ones, so just every time we go out, we can fit, 3 or 5 pieces in a piece and make the world a little cleaner place, right?
Yep.
I mean, talk about something that might get some patrons on board. We pick up trash when we go on Mind Walks. Support it. And
also, maybe we can find a pay tier that's people that sponsor specifically just picking up the trash. I don't know how that would work. And we've talked about the gamification of this in the past. So I want to talk about a little tiny ailment I have.
Okay.
I've got a spider bite or something on my butt. Here, Barney, come here. Here, come here. I'm going to carry you across this sludge.
Well, now you've talked about your mole.
My mole.
You're going to talk about a spider bite on your butt. You talked about your cancer yesterday.
Yeah. I'm just a human, and I have things. I have human things that are broken about me. I'm mentioning the spider bite because I don't know if I somehow brought a spider back from one of our various hikes.
Very likely.
Yeah, and that he just decided to butt my bite in my sleep. But I guess it's one of the potential dangers, and that's really the only reason I'm bringing it up, because we did have one day that was just like, whew, just going through spider fucking metropolis.
Spider Manhattan?
Yeah. And it was freaking me out, for sure. Just the feeling of spider webs all over my skin. Because the feeling of spider webs on your skin also somehow feels like the feeling of spiders on your skin. You know? They're there's a big crossover in that. Oh, police helicopter just buzzed by. I don't know if they're looking for us down here specifically. I don't know if this is not a good place to be. But that happened.
I mean, I'm sure we're not supposed to be here.
Well, I didn't see any signs prohibiting it. Right? Because typically you'll pass a threshold and it'll be like, oh, no more. So I used to work for a very, very famous actor.
Okay.
And I was writing a project, not that the actor would be in, but that would be kind of a little bit of the experiences I had working with this actor. And I was, in my head, I was calling it regional theater. And it'd be about a town, you know, whatever, somewhere, maybe in the Bible Belt, I don't know where this actor retired to teach acting. You know, this big actor knew he wasn't going to be getting any more roles, so he decided to go and teach regional theater and get himself cast as the lead in every play, so he could continue to act. And the way I structured it was, the director is like basically putting him through his paces to cast him, and the actor they're out on a hike, and the actor just gets infuriated and throws him off a cliff, right? Now, basically the whole drama of the first season, I'll call it, is, you know, this director being missing, and they had to find a new director, and like nobody knows what happened to him. You know, he's been missing. Oh, and then of course the actor knows what happened, but he's manipulating the thing to get just what he wanted out of the situation, instead of having to deal with the director, who is he's like a rich guy in town who's kind of like, you know, he makes himself the director because he's the primary sponsor of all the plays in town. And now the whole town is, I don't know, I just thought it was a fun project. I really, I wrote the pilot and the outline for it, and I submitted it to Sundance. But, you know, that's my regional theater project. I mean, it's part of this podcast is like, oh, just a repository for all these crazy ideas that never got produced. And maybe if somebody does want to buy that idea from me. I wonder what kind of construction this is.
I don't know. What if the spirit was here?
That would be amazing. I get the feeling, though, that this spirit doesn't work well with others.
So we're on Elmwood Avenue, apparently.
Yeah. But now, yeah, exactly, because that's all that's been labeled.
We've run into now a machine of labor.
Yeah. So what I think they did is
what is it? What do you call it? A forklift.
Yeah, forklift. But it's like a real heavy-duty industrial forklift. So I think what happens is they get access to the riverbed, and they're able to take from wherever their supply truck is, and bring this rebar on the forklift, and then just kind of just dump it in the river, and then they have somebody that they can lift the stuff up or drop them down. It's smart. I mean, I'm sure they have to get some kind of permit to be able to use the river, but if it saves money from having to go to the front side of the construction.
Yep.
And also I think it keeps, the street clear using the river. And that was it. We walked through our construction site and we're done. It's over. So it's pretty amazing, though. So how do you feel about...
I think we have to.
Yeah, I think we have to.
That's why I was so concerned about the timer.
Yeah.
Because if that was going to be the point at which we turned back, then it would just be all but guaranteed.
Yep.
That we wouldn't hit 1.5 hours, that we would overshoot it. But it's not a hard rule that it has to be that long, but we did set an intention.
We set an intention, and part of the reason we set the intention is because we went so hard yesterday, we want to give ourselves a little bit of a break today.
Yeah.
Which, again, everybody is allowed to do that. Everybody's allowed to say when they've had enough, when they want to turn around. You don't have to be a man.
I think just as we've gotten healthier and our stamina has improved, that at least my idea of what constitutes an easy day is very different than it used to be. So now it's like, we're just going to do an hour and a half, like that's it?
Yeah.
Whereas when we started, that would have put me in a very, very tired state. Now, because we've gotten so used to doing these 3 hours and 4 hour days, an hour and a half is now like, oh man, like why even bother going out for the mind walk, where it's like, might as well just, play some hopscotch or something.
Sleep in. It's true, but
no, it's super healthy.
But
and super podcasty.
The giant, super podcasty, super mindy. We're minding our bodies.
We are mining our bodies, Sean. We're mining our bodies and our minds for content.
Yes.
We're digging into that brain with the ice cream scoop. Just find more. Just get it out.
Slop
serve it
on there.
Every day you get your fucking Patreon tray and you just slide it down, and the lunch lady of Mind Walk just keeps another
scoop of
pile of brains and sinew and just throws it on there for you to eat. And just munch it down, and just when you're full, there's more keeps coming.
The way you eat it is actually you just put your ear in the pile of goo and you let it slip into your head. Barney, I'm going to pick you up here. Oh, he's going on the other side. Cool.
Is that truck we saw earlier?
No, it's a different one. Maybe. Yeah, I think the other one was bigger. Well, no, I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I tell you, that'd be a fun job, right? Drive around the riverbeds.
Well, instead we get to walk around the riverbeds.
Yes. There's you mentioned this ice cream scoop. There is a artist called Buff Monster. I think his first thing that he did was Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But his main logo is a kind of a scoop of like pink, brainy looking ice cream with an eyeball in it. And I was just
familiar.
thinking that, we're just becoming buff monsters out here on our mind walks.
Yeah.
So I wonder what street, I guess we'll see what street this is on the map later. That's the other amazing thing is we tend to not kind of necessarily, we know where we're going to start, and usually we know where we're going to end up because we go back to the car, but it could go anywhere. And that to me is the real joy, is even when you have a planned hike, at least for you and I, we're going to just decide in the moment if we're going to take a tributary or stick to our plan. It's just such a relief. I've been on so many, it's Alameda. I've been on so many hikes that where it's just like, we're just going to do the loop. This is it. This is the hike. And I suppose if you're organizing it for a bunch of people. Mario Kart.
Yep.
Hot Wheels AI. Intelligence game race system.
I mean, this has got to be a board game. Yeah, 16 smart track pieces.
Bowser's Castle, Track Pack, Castillo de Bowser, Pack de Pista.
Chateau de Bowser.
Chateau de Bowser.
Mario is not even on the cover of this Hot Wheels AI intelligent race system.
Yeah, and it's really just the rapist Bowser going after Princess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's all this game is. If you are playing the princess, is avoiding being raped by Bowser. That's all the game is.
Bowser is momentarily distracted from chasing Tail, and Bowser is behind the princess in this case.
Well, so
Bowser is turned towards you, the viewer, and going to hurl a fireball at you, perhaps, or perhaps is about to hurl the fireball at Princess Toadstool. I called it.
Thank you.
No, it's technically Princess Peach now, but fuck that. I'm going by the old name. And but I think that fireball's headed for his prey.
Yeah. So what I think this movement is he's preparing the fireball, and it just happens to be him looking at the camera in the moment of his thrust.
Yeah, like, look what I'm about to do.
Yeah. It's a little performative, but it's also like mostly like, yeah.
A little performative. Bowser's a real cheese ball.
Really,
look at that guy.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
he's been in enough shows at this point.
It's true. He's got bicep fucking bands on. Come on. What kind of gay ass shit? Oh, I mean, who knows what kind of sexuality Bowser has? Maybe Bowser's a lady.
Oh, I don't think so. There was a whole I don't know what you'd call it, meme, I guess is what you'd call it. There was a crown, a special. This is not an official Nintendo thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was a power-up that turned anyone who wore it into the, I guess you would say, the opposite sex.
Oh, okay. It was a gender-bending...
Well, I mean, I'm going with sex.
Oh, yeah, I got you. Hey,
because it was mostly about...
Yeah. Oh, well. He's going to do it on his own. Come on, bud.
Just because it was clearly about... What do you call them? The physical sexual characteristics or what have you?
Your sexual presentation.
Yeah, you know, it was to change the sexual presentation of these characters, and yes, Bowsette was the
lady
meme. All these sexy pictures of a female humanoid Bowser character with a pink mushroom hat started populating feeds of meme lords and spreading across the entirety of the internet, and then the cosplayers got involved. Yes, this happened, Sean.
Yeah, well, no, it makes sense because it's like these are such iconic figures. I think that the recontextualizing them to fit your own picadillos it's powerful. I think this is the big problem I have with Disney, right? Mm-hmm. Is like nobody's allowed to, I mean, you could be Minnie Mouse, but you can't be Mickey Mouse as a transgender. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, they have such control over their trademark.
Yeah.
Which, I think that is...
Well, I mean, you can be. I've probably seen... Look, if you go to the conventions, as I do...
Oh, yeah.
You see everything. Like, gender bending is practically a prerequisite to get into cosplay.
Yeah. Which I think is powerful, which I think this is the thing that are the decrepit boomers that control everything. They are like, you must stay the same gender, and your sexuality must be something I can understand. Like, they have such
Otherwise, you're a degenerate sinner. That's why the Christians are out there.
Yeah.
Certain brand of Christians are out there with signs just yelling shame at people. All these cosplayers walking by. Teenagers, too.
Yeah.
Younger, even.
Yeah.
Younger, older. But just, and of course, it's mostly the women and young girls that are getting shamed by these people.
Oh, yeah.
They're going there to have some fun, to just express, I mean, people get all kinds of things from conventions, but to have a good time.
Yeah,
they're just saying, like, shaming on them. Heaping shame, calling them disgusting, calling them confused.
Telling them that they're going to go to hell.
Telling them to grow up, like as if a fucking...
A man with a sign,
anyway?
Or just because you have a job where you have to use your hands. Oh, wait a second.
And it's embarrassing. But the thing is, they're doing their own cosplay. They're cosplaying the believer, They're cosplaying the preacher.
The suffering Christian.
They're holding the signs. They're speaking through the megaphone, and they're playing for laughs. They're playing for anger. They're playing for emotion. They're doing a performance.
They're total clowns.
They're playing for hate.
Yeah.
They're playing for hate and claim to come from a place of love. And, of course, they're also, railing against just homophobic rails. They're railing
sexist,
against, just sexist, anti-abortion stuff.
Ultimately,
all that stuff.
At the core of it, it definitely has a racist bend, because the thing that the code word now among the white supremacists, or it's been for a while, is ne'er-do-well.
Okay.
Yes, which it's like, whatever, Tucker Carlson and Rush Limbaugh are dropping these millennial women that want to date these ne'er-do-wells.
Oh, I see.
And again, what the term means is never do well. Right. And one of the reasons why these people can never do well is because they've been so, oppressed in our capitalist dystopian nightmare.
Capitalist dystopian nightmare.
Capitalist dystopian nightmare. That is it possible for them to do well under the criteria that you've laid out for them?
See, they're never doing well, Sean.
Exactly. They have so much crime in their neighborhoods.
Ooh, we found a cleat.
Sport shoe. Sport shoe.
I'm not going to take a picture of that cleat, though. You're just going to have to use the old imagination.
It is a brand that is named after a Greek god. Imagine Zeus shoes. Oh, no, it's a Roman god.
I want the Hephaestus football plates. The gear.
Yeah. Hephaestus. What are they the god of?
Oh, well, he's like the malformed son of Zeus who is like the blacksmith.
Oh, yes. The big hunchback.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, next time I will take you. Let's get under the bridge. Next time I will take your advice if we're doing a shorty.
Hear that?
Guys, you know what that means? It's been an hour. We're going to cut. You can leave us if you want. Now's your opportunity to escape.
There's no escape.
There is no escape. Because really, we're stopping, but the moment that we stop, there's going to be something on the other side of that stop that you won't be able to avoid.
And that thing you won't be able to avoid is...
Mind Walk! Under the bridge downtown is where I drew some blood. I'm sorry, I had to get a little... Was
that some Zydeco or something?
It's Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? We gotta...
Oh, yeah, right, guys. Guys.
Woo.
Yeah, we just hopped right back into it because we're having a shorty today, so it made us a little angsty. But yeah, just chill out, take a breath, breathe in, drink a little water.
Yes.
Take in the world that you're in. Look around you. Remember that you're a beautiful creature meant to prowl the savannas. You are I don't know, it's just a miracle that we're all here together. It is, to me, the literal definition of a miracle. Here's why. The technology to get our voices, I'm all right, thank you. The technology to get our voices in your head is just a series. I think he's fine. Hey, bud, you want some of this? Here, right here. Oh, you had a little sip. The technology to get our voices in your head, the fact that you've subscribed, the fact that you are here listening to it after we invited you to leave, these are all just little places where the chance for this thing to not happen could break down, right? It is a miracle that we're all here together. It's a miracle that if at some point in the future you went back in time to be like, oh, let's see what the first or second Mind Walk was like.
Yeah, you're hearing it right now.
You're hearing it right now.
This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Now you got it.
You saw it. And it is here. And it is the happenstance of us deciding that we were going to make a walking and talking podcast. And the industry of podcasting being built on the backs of all this amazing technology. I mean, you've got a little fucking robot in your pocket. That's a miracle. You could just say, hey, Siri, subscribe to MindWalk. Hey, Siri, give $12 a month to MindWalk. Hey, Siri, let's get all those credit card numbers to send them to mindwalkpod@gmail.com.
So, hey,
Siri,
follow MindWalk Pod on social media. Subscribe to MindWalk. become a patron to receive not 2 but 5 mind walks a week.
Yeah, and then
test them out for this week because we're just going to give them to them all for free
for the month of August.
And then become a Capitalist Dystopian Nightmare patron to get videos and pictures of the artifacts we find and any views we see and little sketches we do. Or for $12, become a Barney the Wonder Dog cadet and get access to the Barney the Wonder Dog Instagram and pictures of Barney and videos of Barney. And we're going to give you all that stuff in this month because we want you to see.
Yeah, just all the work we're doing, all the labor we're producing for you. For your eyes and ears and your mind. And if you get out there and walk, for your walk muscles, for your legs, you're an incredible, beautiful creature that deserves to walk and be out in nature and have your mind titillated by a couple of morons. I'm sorry. I know I'm a moron. I should not bring my compatriots.
Well, you were bringing Barney into it too, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, Barney's a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he'd pass any. I don't think he'd even pass the test that the president took.
Probably not. Is this an elephant? It's like, is that a dog?
Yeah.
Do I eat
dog,
that?
Bigger dog. So, but yes, it says we're delighted to have you here. Thank you. We're very grateful. Not ready yet.
I'm not ready yet. I want to introduce. I don't know. Maybe it'll become a tradition or something. We say take a rest. We take a rest.
Yes.
You say take some water. We take some water. You say take a few deep breaths. I think let's take 3 deep breaths together.
Yes. With a sound. Make a sound when it comes out.
Okay. I want no talking in between the breaths. Let's just do breaths. That was nice.
That was nice. Centered in our bodies. Ready to walk. You ready to go, Barney? Let's go, bud. He just lays there like a little lion on the savannah.
The stone savannah.
Yep. Yeah. He's like, he lets us know when he's having problems. He's could be like, guys, just carry me. It's weird. I can hear the voice in my head when he does it. What? What's this? Oh, what's this? Get it. I know.
We're playing rock ball.
It's a rock. You don't want it. Oh, almost. Oh. Want to try it again? What's this? Get it. Yep.
It is a little hard to distinguish against the ground that we're walking on.
He's got a little something going on with one of his paws.
This is like the least natural surface we could be walking on.
Yeah.
I guess no. I mean, even plastic is, made from oil, and that's natural.
Well, this is made from crushed up rocks and water, Everything's natural. You cannot go against nature. Who cares what you do? Because go against nature, that's part of nature too. That's from a Love and Rocket song.
You're in a real song quoting mood today.
Yeah.
Sing song is Shawnee. Sing song is Shawnee, sing us a tune.
The riverbed is alive
with the sound of mind walk.
Yeah, gender bending. The idea that we have to stay in these very specific categories is a very white supremacist attitude. We want to make sure we get the count right of exactly how many of you there are.
Now, obviously all these supremacies are linked, but is it not more of a like a male supremacy, male hegemon sort of thing, because it's related to gender, perhaps?
Yes, but
it's in the whiteness too, but there have been rigid gender rules, not just among white people, right?
Yeah, but I would say, yes, it's a supremacist attitude, but I guess white, male, cisgendered, meaning they are the representation of the highest level of supremacy. So if there is...
The supreme among the supreme.
So, enforcement of gender roles is a pretty universal... But then you see the breakdown of it in various ways and places, and maybe...
Oh, of course. It's not totally universal, but...
And I wonder, but as, modern human beings that could be augmented by technology in various ways, there's nothing inherent about any type of... they say, you should be, strong to do this kind of work. Well, most of the work is done with machines anyways. So... what kind of strength does one need? Oh, maybe you have to have this emotional disposition to do this kind of work. Oh, you can't have a lady president because what if she has her period? There's a great book called Hormonal. Oh, I wish I could remember her name. She was on a bunch of podcasts. I read a good chunk of the book and then I loaned it to my friend. But her argument is... every war that's ever been caused was caused by the hormonal action of a man. We just happen to want to say that the hormonal action of a woman is somehow different or harmful in different ways than the hormonal action of a man. But
that seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Well, it's fear of what you don't understand, right? It leads to all kinds of problems, horrible problems and depressions. Not just problems, it leads to
violence.
Murder.
Yeah. There's this meme going around, but the most successful countries, first world countries that responded to the corona are all these, women leaders.
There's no doubt.
Yeah, and I think there must be something. I don't know if there's some inherence here. This is a tough one, but if they are moms or if they have any kind of maternal instinct, part of that maternal instinct at least should encompass some kind of care. Oh, there's a bird in this hole. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Oh my God, do you see him in there? His little baby bird. Waiting for his mommy to come back and feed him.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
How did you even see that in there? It's dark.
He peeped. He's peeped as we were coming by. And then... I was like, where you at?
Speaking of the maternal instinct.
Right? It's almost like, he's like, Mom, where's my worm? Mom.
Where's my regurgitated worm?
Yeah. Mom, barf in my mouth, please, Mommy. Mommy, please barf in my mouth.
I'm going to see if I can't, see what I can't get here of this bird.
You might have to throw a flash on there. Maybe that's Mom, too, watching us.
Could be. See what we got here. It's pretty impossible to see
there's another
with the
one.
Camera.
Oh, no, there's another one in there. That little white spot is actually the animal, the bird.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all these holes have nests. They have nests in them. This one also has an old, kind of mud beehive in it.
We're in Bird Alley.
Yeah, this is amazing. So beautiful. Yeah, all these holes are being used for different kinds of...
I couldn't quite get a picture of it.
That's fine.
But it's a beautiful bird.
This is amazing. Yeah, all these little holes. There's the ones that's a spider. The other one's
So I would think that water was supposed to come out of these holes, but I'd almost rather believe that they were
made for
drilled
nesting.
here for the birds.
Well, so and I think looking at them, they're pretty blocked. So even if they are so even look at this one, somehow there's a big bend in the pipe there.
Yeah.
So even if they were for some kind of drainage, and maybe, I would much rather them be bird homes. I mean, even though Los Angeles gets, it gets flooded, and we have not a good irrigation system here. I'd rather there be. This is the apocalypse I want. That somehow, you and I can still make the podcasts and pay our rent, and yet nature takes over everything. Are these two possibilities that can?
Well, you did say that walking is a revolutionary act.
Yeah.
And I agree. So perhaps we're going to bring about that very world through our actions, Sean.
I'm hoping. Fingers
Can we get any more lofty about our ambitions?
Well, the whole point in creating anything, creating art, TV shows, you want to at least change, even if it's just your part of the world. Mm-hmm. Change the world in some way. Change your mind, your consciousness. And then, if you create an art that gets popular enough, and let's say we stick on message, we have a kind of environmental message. I'd say I think it's a pretty solid. But if we stay on message and keep people in the mindset that they can change their little part of the world, even if they just change the little part of the world that's between their fucking ears, that tiny little piece of territory that they have absolute domain over. Maybe you got some kind of trauma, and maybe the biochemistry of your brain is not right, but you can still exert a little bit of effort on it, a tiny little bit of positive change for yourself, by walking.
Because to know thy puppet is to know thyself. To improve your puppet is the greatest wealth.
It is the greatest wealth.
It is. Not just saying it. Oh, Sean! The Mind Walk Sports Ball Collection!
I saw this earlier, and I ignored it because I couldn't think of what sports ball is for. But it does literally say click and play on it.
Yeah.
So it's probably some kind of, I don't know.
Now throw it back in its natural landscape, and we'll take a picture of it as we found it.
I feel like it landed exactly where it was.
We got it.
Sports ball. And we got 2 sports shoes, one horse sport and one cleat. Mm-hmm. But it feels like it's like if you go into a ball pit kind of ball. But yeah, being in a ball pit is a kind of a form of play, kind of sport. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you were asking me yesterday what category to put this in on YouTube, and I really wanted you to put it under sport.
Yeah, we could change it any time.
Yeah.
I ended up putting it under entertainment, which isn't really as fun.
It's fun. Yeah, exactly. I think put it under sport, because then if there's some kind of algorithmic...
Sean.
Oh, no. Oh, fuck. Wilson! Get a picture.
Is it going in the collection?
I'm going to grab it, because we don't have one of these.
We have no volleyball yet.
We have no volleyball.
And
it, it's... what's the word? It is a celebrity volleyball.
Celebrity sports ball.
Yeah. I heard this guy knows Tom Hanks. Maybe we can get Tom on our podcast at some point. Be like, hey, Wilson, make a call.
Oh.
Huh?
It's just...
Yeah. I'll let it dry out in my car. Ooh. We're in the wind tunnel.
We could collect sports balls. We are collecting sports balls. We could also collect shoes if we wanted, because it's so hiking.
Well, and I will tell
rusty objects.
Yeah, definitely rusty objects. That's my own personal collection. But I'll tell you, as a person that rides my bike a lot, for whatever goddamn reason, there are a lot of fucking shoes out there. Just an insane amount of... and single shoes, not even pairs.
Oh yeah, it's always just the one.
Just the one. Oh, here's another shoe.
A boot.
A boot. A cowboy boot. Oh yeah, it's a sports shoe for cowboys, for horse riders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heel broken off.
I like that boot.
Yeah.
Take a picture of that boot. It's all just going to go in the Instagram stack, I think. Or maybe it won't. Guys, publishing content is hard. It takes time and work.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to volunteer to be a producer for us until we can get this financially off the ground. I like how the toe is open like a mouth. I mean, I feel it's a lady's boot too. I guess it could be a small man. But I feel like the voice of something like this. Oh, my boot.
Oh, wait, there's the other boot.
Look at that.
The partner boot. You know what? I bet these were just like thrown off of the bridge out in some kind of ceremonial, like, goodbye, boots. It's been a good run.
Probably because that one got blown out in the front.
But you're not going to get the other boot. You're just going to have to imagine the other boot. I'm not taking a picture of it.
Because we are right at this is that bridge, the horse bridge.
Ooh, look at all the nests.
Oh yeah, all
the wasps' nests, hornets, something.
Yeah.
Just one after another that are all abandoned at this point. Built and abandoned, built and destroyed, whatever. But there they all are.
These mud.
Like a couple dozen of them.
More than that. There's also little ones on the subsequent. How you doing? Yeah, that's fantastic. I wonder if they take this side because it's cooler for a longer period of time. The shady side. Yeah, because there's none over here on the... Oh, yeah, no, never mind. There's a bunch over here.
There's a few on the interior.
Yeah, more on this side.
Fuck. Well, it's not unlike the birds in the hole. It's exactly like the birds in the hole.
Exactly like the birds.
We build these things, and some animals are more suited to these environments than others, and some of them just make what they can of it.
Yeah.
To them, it's just more nature.
Yeah.
It's just more space, more thing,
more
place. Oh, is that the bottom of a pipe?
That's what I thought.
It's really got the shape of the bottom of the pipe.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got a mouth hole there.
We're just finding all kinds of weird shit down here.
I mean, it's an archaeological dig. It's single
level
time.
1 of archaeology.
Yeah. Somebody was down here, up there, and they just threw them over, drinking some beers.
Hey,
level
Barney.
1.
Barney looking in good spirits now.
Yeah.
Barney's got woken up, running through the water, chasing birds.
Yep. I think it's that thing where, like, once we turn around, he knows he doesn't have to preserve his energy anymore.
Right.
He's a pretty smart dog. The two things he hasn't mastered yet are fences and, like, really understanding traffic and cars and stuff like that. Are you really going to go in there? Don't go in there. Oh, did you hear that sound?
No.
So it's the sound of cars going over a part of the road, and it's echoing in here, making a sound. It's only when they're going fast over it. Oh, well. Oh, I heard a little one. It's like the tires going over... Oh, Barney. Barney, come here. Oh, maybe it was the brakes on that truck. Ugh. Sorry, it was that guy. Dirty, wet Barney. God, that dog is happy.
And we round the corner, and we can see the beauty of the built-out LA River again.
Yes.
You can hear the birds. That is another audio note, Sean.
Yes.
Which was, I'm sure we'll be able to hear these birds, but that moment on the Mind Walk yesterday when we said, like, just stop and listen to the sounds. Like, we couldn't hear much of anything.
Yeah, no, it was just quiet.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it? That's what I was trying to say. Is like, there's nothing here.
Well, at the time I could hear some nature sounds. I was hoping that they would come through, but they did not. But that's okay. Oh, man. Barney is at home here.
Yeah.
Hanging out in the middle of the river. It's so shallow that he has just no problem frolicking around.
Yeah, I really think that whatever breeds he was a bird dog. He was a dog, like comes from breeds that are used to going into lakes and rivers and stuff to bring that duck, to drag that duck out. And he really is having fun chasing down these, I'm going to say egrets, the little black and white birds that go, you guys can try to tell us what they are.
At some point, I think we'd do well to learn some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, enjoy our amateurness.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to be an expert to go hike and enjoy nature either.
Yeah. Don't be intimidated by, obviously I'm not intimidated about being an idiot. I would say, though, I'm a trained idiot. Right, Barney? Good boy! Look at you, dirty, wet dog. So happy.
Look at those things.
They
squeak. Their heads bob up and down, and when they squeak.
Yeah, they could be sandpipers.
Thin little legs.
But if you're a part of the Audubon Society and want to come with us on especially the LA River hike and help us identify a few birds, that'd be wonderful. We just take it on faith that you're out there, guys. We take it on faith that you're just coming with us on a mind walk, coming with us on a journey into yourself.
All right, back into the river.
Yeah, but just as my shoes got dry.
Barney is eyeing a big old patch of bird now.
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous over there, bud. Be careful. Hey! Come on! Come on! As I'm feeling the moss underfoot. Go see Michael. Yeah, that one bird over there is real angry at Barney.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Whoa.
Yeah.
Getting slippery. We're going to stop, put everything in the bag, get the bag back on, and then walk.
Yeah, I didn't bring the Ziploc baggies for the recorders today.
Slip, slip, slip. I wonder if it's
so
more
don't fall
slippery.
In the water.
Sean!
I know, you can't hear me.
I think it's more slippery this way. Because this is the way the water is flowing.
Ah, yeah, because we're not reversing the grain.
Exactly.
I mean, why is it okay to chase after a princess? Why? I just hope, like...
Here's my theory.
Yeah?
I think it's working. Look at this, Sean. If we walk diagonally...
Oh, shit. Okay.
If we zigzag it, I think it's a little less slippery.
Well, I'm also going to try to go to
but
these...
But you have to walk on it for longer, so, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to try to... Well,
and not that much.
I'm going to still try to go to these patches that are empty of moss. Just also watching Barney run in it and then his back legs slip out from underneath him. It's so delightful. Ah! Woo-hoo-ee! I got a sports ball. I got 2 sports balls. I got a horseshoe.
This is some slow walking. Sean's taking the ridge. I don't blame him.
I was only worried that I might have some moss on my shoes that might make me slip off the incline.
Guys, you can see the tire tracks in the moss. Is it moss? I don't know if it's moss.
Well, for me, there's no moss.
Love the bright green. It is very much a Slimer from the real Ghostbusters green. Okay. Let's get out of the river. Let's get out of the river. All right. Walking straight up the ramp.
Reunited, and it feels so good. You know, like my curiosity about this stuff is like, yeah, I'd love to come out here with a bird person. I'd also like to come out here with a
tree person
or plant person.
An arborist?
Sure.
Is that what they're called?
But also like an urban designer.
Oh yeah,
right. Like what are these for? These little cleats of some sort. I mean, you know, obviously this is all for irrigation, ultimately. Yep, that's a sports ball already. Alrighty.
So we're passing by our unhoused gentleman.
Yeah, so on one hike that we came out here, I told you, I complimented, saying like, oh, if I was going to have a place, this would be an okay place to be unhoused. And as when this guy was kind of yelling, you know, he dropped the F-bomb.
Ooh.
You know, and it made me realize it's like, you know, well, like, you know, he probably doesn't get really amazing sleep. He's probably got something about his brain that doesn't let him be in compliance with the status quo, you know, to be able to benefit from the status quo system. And then maybe his nutrition's not great. Just like, I can see how just like you have to just grind so hard to make it in America today. You know? It's such a...
Well, won't that be a pleasure when we're making our living off the Mind Walk and we can tell people, hey, look, we grind it out every day.
Yeah. We want it. I mean, admittedly, I'm going to say it, and it's going to make me a little. I want to be housed.
Yes.
Meaning, I want to be part of the system in a way that I don't have to sleep on the streets. I will bend my knee to Mammon to get enough resources so that I can remain housed and be able to put fuel in my car. Oh, and I found my fucking fantasy get off the grid vehicle.
Oh yeah,
it's a Mitsubishi Delica.
Okay.
It's they were in production from the mid 80s to the mid 90s, and they're like a mini bus. And I want to get a biodiesel one, like a biodiesel Mitsubishi Delica. I saw one for sale in 2015 for $8,000, which seems an okay amount. You get that wet dog?
Yeah.
It's because just so he doesn't get into the unhoused person's.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He doesn't seem to mind it too much.
And we're back at the entrance to the river.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's any number of entrances to the river, but...
we're getting close to the... I see your car right there.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah. There she is. The old 2000 Subaru Outback Legacy. Made in 1999. Over 20 years old now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's again, that's better. I mean, even if you got a Prius, your car is still more environmentally better than buying a new Prius. Even though you're putting fossil fuels in it, you're doing a good favor for the planet by not buying a new one. Or you could buy a used one, I guess. The tricky part about those older Priuses is those batteries. Those batteries are bad. But we got to do every little step we can in the direction of trying to preserve our home, preserve the planet in a way so that we can, humans can continue making great art. That's all. The only reason that we want to keep our planet good is so that humans
can make art in it.
Can make great art.
And fuck.
Get some fucking.
Get some eating.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This to me are all art adjacent.
The revolution. I think we need a slogan for our Mind Walk. We can use many slogans, but I'd like to have one about how the walking will bring about the revolution, or the revolution will not be televised, but it's done somehow to incorporate walking, or...
Mind walk into the revolution?
I mean, it's a little on the nose, but yeah, that's the idea.
Throw out your pocket robots and mind walk into the revolution. I mean, don't throw out your pocket robots, because that's the only way you can listen to Mind Walk.
We could do step on the patriarchy, step on.
Oh yeah.
White supremacy, step on the capitalist dystopian nightmare. Step on. I like Mind Walk, step on.
It's okay. Yeah, it works. There's a dual meaning to it.
Yeah. I don't think we should be stingy about our slogans. We should just kind of use them all.
All of them. Just come up with a million of them.
Surely one of them will stick and we'll go, okay, that's, the one that we promote the most. But in the meantime, just...
So shall we review
what
our
we
walk
covered today?
Sure. We found 2 sports balls.
Found a horseshoe.
Talked
about the birds in the LA River.
Oh, and the little nest in the pipe holes.
We passed a construction site.
Yeah. We talked about a bug bite on my bottom.
We talked about the spirits of envy that visit us.
Spirits of envy. And we invite you, spirits of envy. We invite all the spirits of envy to listen and subscribe and patronize us. Please. The envy only grows if you're giving us money. It has not a chance to grow in your heart if you are just listening for free. How can that build any envy if you're listening for free?
It's crazy.
I mock thy lack of envy.
We saw birds, baby birds.
Oh my God, baby birds.
We saw Mario Kart board game, Bowser's Castle Special Edition.
Bowser's Castle Special Edition. Yeah, and it's a beautiful day. It's a nice little short, crisp mind walk.
It was a very songy episode for Sean today. Lots of singing.
Right, Barney? Barney is in a joyous sprints right now because he knows it's about to end.
Oh, in the recap. Oh, screech. I was going to say screeching halt, but pace around with me in a circle. There's a topic I must cover.
Oh, yes.
First of all, in the recap yesterday, we didn't mention your cancer.
Oh, shit.
As a subject.
Oh, that's so true.
Which is just funny. But here's what I really wanted to cover. And I wanted to cover it at the very beginning of today's podcast.
Well, again.
But it's going to happen at the end. And that is I'm issuing an apology. I'm issuing a correction. Because as I was talking about Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time last week. Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
I mentioned Planck's uncertainty principle.
It's Heisenberg's uncertainty principle.
It is, in fact, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, and it is Planck's constant. Now, I really like that I confused the constant for the uncertainty.
That's so true. That's so you.
Planck's uncertainty principle, Heisenberg's constant. We are in the Bernstein universe.
Yes.
Yes, it is, in fact, Planck's constant and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So, I take this shit seriously, guys. I wanted to say it at the beginning because I wanted someone to come into the podcast and hear that and be like, oh, wow, that guy is like really on top of it. Because that's the kind of thing that's going to really just annoy someone. They're going to be listening, they're going to hear Planck's uncertainty principle, they're just going to go, ugh, they're going to kind of wince.
Okay, nerd.
So...
we know about Heisenberg's uncertainty principle because of Breaking Bad.
I haven't watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he took the name Heisenberg as his gang name because of the uncertainty principle.
There you go. So
Even though he was a chemist.
That's my apology. Planck's constant, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, Planck's uncertainty principle, Heisenberg's constant. Welcome to Mind
Now
Walk.
they're confused. Now they're flip-flopped in my head. Heisenberg had principles. He had real principles.
Constant principles.
I'm going to do a little tiny research and bring up my favorite physicist tomorrow.
So guys, this has been another Mind Walk. Follow us on Mind Walk Pod. Become a patron. I'm going to give a big patron plea right now. We do it all the time, I have a new patron plea energy. Guys, gals, really, patronize us. Give us your money. Make this thing happen. Make it happen. Make it happen that we make a living off of walking. How crazy would that be?
Oh, my God.
How crazy would it be to prove that that's a thing that's possible? Don't you want it to be possible?
Yes.
Don't you want it to be valued?
Preach.
Be part of it.
Hallelujah.
Be part of it. Give us the cash. Go on a mind walk yourself and support this thing, and let's make it spread. Give us a couple of your bucks. Give us $5 a month and be the Mind Walk. Make it a real thing, because you know that if it was a real thing, it would be so amazing for it to be a real thing.
It shifts the consciousness of the world.
Yes.
In a tiny little way. And how can we get to the sainthood of being the saints of walking if we are home? I don't know. Maybe unhoused. I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure we could still be walking saints without all this other bullshit. But it's the pathway to sainthood.
Now, I think I'm probably going to find a way to be housed, but Sean, not so sure. That'll be the day when you're unhoused and I'm apartmentized and we're still doing the mind walks. Mike, can I sleep on your couch? No, but I expect you to pick me up tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be there.
And continue this mind walk. Now get to it.
Sir, yes, sir. Mind walk!